Hello people, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing a very quick tutorial on these coloring dolls. And they're coloring dolls or coloring characters. They kind of have a few different names, so whatever you would like to call them. So this is the one that I am going to be showing you today. It has got the vinyl front, a clear vinyl on it, and it has a felt backing. Now you can do it with a vinyl backing if you prefer. As well, there are different ways to do these. So I'm just going to show you a couple of things I have. Now these ones that say try me are available on the website under the freebie section, and you can use these types of things at the craft sales, and it just lets people try them, obviously, before they are going to buy some of the little dolls from you. All right, so let me just explain here what you're looking at. This one has a felt backing, it has a vinyl underlay, as well it has the clear vinyl top. However, the vinyl piece is put on over the stitching. All right, so this is kind of what it looks like up close. So the vinyl is under everything, so it's all smooth. And then this one, we have a felt underlay, and then we have a felt backing, and we have the vinyl piece put on top of the felt, because obviously you will get colors on the felt, as you can see from playing with this and coloring it, that it will get colored if it gets into the felt or gets into the stitching. All right, so we have that version of it. And then we have the version that I kind of prefer to use most of the time. What happens is you put the backing on it, right? This one is a felt again. And then you have the vinyl underlay, and then you have the clear on top, but the black outline stitching is done on the black portion here. Let's see if we can see this. Come on. So it looks a little clearer. You can kind of hear it and feel it, so you can hear that compared to, there's nothing here, obviously. All right, so again, this one's on top. And the difference with that is kind of pretty much when you're coloring it. When you are coloring it and you are coloring on the ones that are across, your marker can kind of slide across. Now, you will hear it. I'm not sure if you can or not. You can kind of hear it getting stuck a little bit on top of the stitching, but it still allows it to kind of go everywhere. All right, so it kind of wipes off nice and easy as well. You don't hear it getting caught in the stitching. But when we do it on top of the one that has the stitching on the outside, you can kind of see it's a little easier to kind of stay in the lines. See, there. And it erases, but you kind of hear it getting caught in the stitching. However, it doesn't bother me. Bothers some people, doesn't bother me. All right, so these are the different kind of ways to do it. As well, some people actually just like doing it on the vinyl. Not the clear vinyl, the white vinyl. I don't have that one with me as a test, but you can kind of see how the stitching really does stop you from going outside the lines. All right, so that's just a little bit of an explanation of what these things are. Okay, so we are going to get started, and we are going to get working on our little character. So to get started with this project, it's so quick and simple. All we need is 3 items. You need some sort of a clear plastic vinyl. I'm using something that's around a 12 gauge. You can use somewhere between a 12 and a 20, but I wouldn't go thinner because it can pull out after the stitches. Then I'm using a marine vinyl. So it is a white marine vinyl. And I'm also using for the backing a piece of felt. And for the back, you can use whatever you want. You can use another piece of vinyl. That way they can also do the marker on this side if you would prefer. All right, so the next thing that we have to do is we need to go run the placement stitch on the stabilizer, and I am using a tearaway. So there we have it. The placement stitches are done, and if you have watched my videos before, you'll know that I don't use thread typically for that. I just do the needle holes in the stabilizer, and I just have it drawn on here with a pen so you can see it, but you can see the needle holes that are in my stabilizer. All right, so the next thing that we have to do is we have to add the topping material, which is the white vinyl in this case. And for this, the next steps will be that we're going to be doing the colors inside this nose area, but this is not typical of these coloring doll things. This one I just have done because it just seemed to be a little easier for this type of a character. Anyhow, you don't have to do these next colors if you don't want to. You could just skip them. But the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to put the white material down and then just tape it in place. And then we're going to take it back to the machine and do the stitching for those space helmet colors. Here we have the stitches for the space helmet all done. And the next thing that we have to do is we need to go ahead and we need to add the clear piece of vinyl on top. And I like to do it this way so that the stitching of the outline of the character helps kind of keep the coloring inside the lines a little bit. I mean, you can do it the other way too, but I just prefer it this way. So what we have to do is we need to put this just over top of everything and tape it into place. And just something that you should know about this clear material is clear material or clear vinyl and tape don't like each other. So wherever you put your tape, then just make sure that it's not going to be in the way of the stitching, because it'll be very difficult to get off sometimes and it can leave a residue. And so the next thing that we have to do is now we're going to go back and do all the black outlines of the character. And here we have the stitching done for the outline of the character. And now I'll just show you the back of this. When I do a black stitching on my single needle, I typically use the same color bobbin thread because sometimes it can be finicky. However, today, being finicky, it decided it was not going to stitch well either. And some people always wonder if everybody's machines act up. Oh my God, yes. Do they ever act up? So you can see this here. The tension is not right. Something was going on. Anyway, we're going to ignore that. And now for the next thing that we're going to do is the front is done. And so now we're going to turn it to the back side and we are going to put on the backing material. And as I said, you can use whatever it is that you like, but I just like using the felt. Other people use vinyl because they can have the kids write on it. So use what it is that you prefer that is non-fraying. And we're going to put this on, tape it in place, take it back to the machine. And then we are going to stitch the outline that is going to go all around this to keep it all together. Here we have the finished coloring character done. So you can see the front. Here's the back with lint. All right, and so the next thing that we have to do is we are going to be taking this out of the hoop and just cutting out around the edges. So I just wanted to show you that little tape thing I was talking about. Here we go. So when you take the tape off, you can see in the corner, maybe a little bit here. Where is it? So you can see a little bit of the residue that just kind of stays, and it's hard to get off. All right, so just be wary of where you put the tape on your clear vinyls. All right, so now we are going to cut this out. All right, so here we have the finished coloring character. So it's all cut out, and with the felt material on the back, these are the scissors I typically like to use because they have a kind of serrated edge. I'm not sure how easy it is to see. Anyway, there is a serrated edge on those ones, and these ones are just Kai shears, and they do not have a serrated edge, so I find them easier on just vinyls. But if I use the felt, I like the ones that kind of grab a little more. So the next thing that I like to do is just clean up the edge with the felt, because as you can see with felt, it has a little bit of a kind of a fluffy fraying kind of look that comes out from the side of it there. Again, not sure how easy that is to see. However, so what you do with that is you use a lighter, and only if you know how to use a lighter and if you are allowed to use a lighter. Anyway, so you just put that and you just go along the edge with the blue portion of the lighter. All right, so there we have our great little coloring character. It makes a fabulous gift. It does really wonderful at those craft shows. So I hope you are going to give it a try. It uses these little dry erases, and that is what we've got. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up. It's a super quick project. It does really well. And thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.